Imagine spending more money on a single day than most people earn in an entire lifetime. Now imagine doing it not to show off, but because you literally have no other choice. When Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce finally said, "I do," the world focused on one question. How much did the wedding cost? Some headlines threw around eye-watering numbers. Others called it the most extravagant celebrity wedding in years. But here's the part almost nobody explained. The biggest expenses weren't the dress. They weren't the flowers. And they weren't even the venue. The real cost came from something completely invisible. By the end of this video, you'll understand why a wedding like this can reach millions of dollars, and why almost every dollar has a purpose. When Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce officially married in New York in July 2026, it instantly became one of the biggest entertainment stories in the world. Their wedding was confirmed by Swift's representatives, and reports described a highly private ceremony, attended by hundreds of well-known guests. Public reports also confirmed details such as Adam Sandler officiating the ceremony, and the couple wearing custom Dior haute couture. But despite the headlines, very few people actually understood where the money goes in a celebrity wedding of this scale. Most people imagine luxury cars, designer clothes, or expensive jewelry, but that's only a tiny piece of the puzzle, because when you're one of the most recognizable people on Earth, every decision becomes more complicated. Every guest requires planning. Every vendor signs strict agreements. Every camera becomes a potential security risk, and every tiny mistake could become front-page news around the world. That's why this wasn't just a wedding. It was one of the most complex private events ever organized. And that's exactly why the price climbs so quickly. Let's start with the expense that almost nobody notices: privacy. Think about it. Taylor Swift isn't just another celebrity. She's one of the most photographed people on the planet. A single leaked wedding photo could spread across social media within seconds. One unauthorized drone, one staff member with a phone, one security gap. That's all it takes. This is why celebrity weddings aren't planned like normal weddings. They're planned almost like high-security operations. Months before guests even arrive, teams begin mapping entrances, coordinating transportation, reviewing emergency plans, and creating layers of protection designed to keep every important moment private. Most people never see any of that, because if the security team does its job perfectly, the public doesn't notice anything at all. And ironically, that's exactly what makes it so expensive. When people hear that a celebrity wedding costs millions of dollars, they usually picture luxury decorations, designer fashion, or five-star catering. But surprisingly, those aren't the biggest expenses. The real money starts disappearing long before the ceremony even begins. Because for someone like Taylor Swift, security isn't just another item on the checklist. It's the foundation of the entire event. Think about it for a second. Taylor isn't just one of the biggest music stars in the world. She's someone whose every public appearance attracts thousands of fans, photographers, live streams, and media attention. That means a wedding isn't simply a celebration. It's a massive security operation. Months before the first invitation is even sent out, specialists begin evaluating every possible risk. Who will have access to the venue? Which entrances need to stay closed? How can guests arrive without attracting crowds? What happens if someone tries to enter without permission? These questions have to be answered before anything else can move forward. Every road leading to the venue is carefully planned. Every entrance has assigned security personnel. Every delivery truck is checked. Every contractor is verified. Every vendor receives strict instructions about confidentiality. The goal isn't just protecting the couple, it's protecting hundreds of guests, staff members, and the event itself. Now imagine you're organizing one of the most talked about weddings in the world. News helicopters are flying nearby. Paparazzi are searching for the perfect photo. Fans are constantly tracking celebrity movements online. Even one leaked location could create chaos. That's why many high-profile celebrity events rely on layered security measures, such as restricted access zones, credential checks, private transportation schedules, and strict confidentiality agreements. It's not about hiding from fans. It's about making sure the wedding can actually happen without constant interruptions, because one unexpected incident could completely change the day. And the more famous the couple becomes, the more expensive preventing those incidents becomes. Security doesn't work alone. It has to coordinate with transportation, event planners, local authorities, venue management, medical teams, and dozens of private companies. Imagine hundreds of guests arriving within a short period of time. Luxury vehicles have to enter smoothly. VIP arrivals must stay organized. Traffic has to be controlled. Emergency routes must remain clear. Staff members need different access levels. Photographers have designated working areas. Catering teams move on completely separate schedules. Every minute follows a carefully designed timeline. If one part fails, everything else starts falling apart. That's why experienced celebrity event planners are among the most valuable professionals in the entertainment industry. They aren't simply decorating weddings. They're managing thousands of moving pieces at the exact same time. By now, it's easy to understand why celebrity weddings can become so expensive before a single flower is arranged or a single guest takes their seat. Security isn't something that gets added later. It's built into every decision from the very beginning. And that's only the first piece of the puzzle. Because once the venue is secured, an even bigger challenge begins. How do you host hundreds of high-profile guests without sacrificing comfort, privacy, or luxury? That's where the next major costs start adding up. And some of them are far more surprising than you might expect. By this point, it's clear that security alone can cost an incredible amount of money. But once the venue is secured, an entirely new challenge begins. Finding a beautiful location isn't enough. For celebrities like Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, the venue has to do something even more important. It has to disappear. Not literally, but from the public eye. A normal couple might book a ballroom for one evening. A celebrity wedding often requires something completely different: privacy. That usually means reserving an entire estate, private resort, or exclusive property, sometimes for several days instead of just a few hours. Why? Because sharing the location with other guests creates unnecessary risks. One unexpected visitor, one hotel employee posting a selfie, one tourist recognizing a famous face. That's all it takes for the entire event to become worldwide news before the ceremony is even over. Privacy isn't a luxury. For celebrities at this level, it's a necessity, and necessities come with enormous price tags. Now let's talk about the guest list. Most weddings have family, friends, maybe a few coworkers. Celebrity weddings operate on a completely different level. Imagine inviting Oscar winners, Super Bowl champions, Grammy-winning artists, Hollywood actors, business executives, and some of the most recognizable people on Earth. Each guest arrives with unique requirements. Some travel privately, some have personal assistants, others have their own security teams, some require complete confidentiality from the moment they leave home until they return. Coordinating all of those arrivals isn't something a standard wedding planner can handle. It requires specialists whose only job is managing high-profile events, flights, luxury transportation, arrival schedules, hotel coordination, private entrances, Every detail has to fit together, like pieces of an enormous puzzle. And if even one schedule changes, the entire plan has to adapt instantly. Luxury isn't only about expensive furniture or beautiful flowers. It's about creating an experience where every guest feels completely comfortable. Imagine arriving after a long private flight. A luxury vehicle is already waiting. Your luggage is handled. Your hotel suite is prepared. Security escorts know exactly where to take you. Dinner reservations are already arranged. Everything feels effortless. But effortless experiences require extraordinary planning. Behind every smooth arrival are dozens of people working quietly behind the scenes. Transportation coordinators, hospitality managers, security professionals, event planners, technical crews, catering teams. Every department works together, so guests never notice how complicated the operation actually is. The smoother everything feels, the more work usually happened behind the scenes. This is why celebrity weddings become so expensive. People don't pay millions simply for luxury. They're paying for perfection. A perfectly timed arrival, perfect privacy, perfect coordination, perfect security, and an unforgettable experience that unfolds without the world ever seeing the enormous operation happening behind the curtain. But believe it or not, even all of this isn't the biggest surprise, 'cause there's another category that quietly adds hundreds of thousands, sometimes even more, to the final bill. And unlike the venue or the guest list, most people never realize it exists until it's too late. That's where the real story takes another unexpected turn. By now, we've covered the venue, the guest logistics, and the massive security operation. But here's where most people get it completely wrong. They assume the wedding dress is the biggest expense. Or maybe the engagement ring. Or the flowers. The truth, those are only a small part of the overall picture. For an event of this scale, every visible detail is supported by an invisible team working behind the scenes. Take the wedding decor, for example. Guests may only see elegant floral arrangements, soft lighting, custom tables, and a breathtaking ceremony backdrop. But behind that beautiful scene is an army of professionals. Designers spend months creating concepts. Lighting specialists transform the entire atmosphere. Production crews install temporary structures. Electricians, sound engineers, decorators, florists, and logistics teams work around the clock, sometimes for days before the event even begins. Many decorations are custom built. Many flowers are shipped from different regions. Everything has to arrive at exactly the right time. One delay can affect the entire schedule. And when perfection is the expectation, every backup plan costs money too. So, was Taylor Swift's wedding really worth millions? When you look beyond the headlines, the answer isn't just about luxury, it's about privacy, security, and the reality of living under constant public attention. Whether you think the price was justified or not, one thing is clear: for global celebrities, an ordinary wedding simply isn't possible. If you enjoyed this breakdown, let me know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more behind the scenes celebrity stories. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.